Hey everybody, it's me, Timmy Flowers guy. I just wanted to come on here and do a daily vlog here on YouTube. I am here for YouTube. I'm gonna play a game while I talk to each and every one of you. And today I'm going to be playing Bubble Shooter. Yeah, Bubble Shooter. I don't know how you do this. So today I'm doing pretty well. Doing pretty well today. Just hanging out, chilling, and I know I came on here and I talked about a lot of stuff. But, so like I said, I really don't know what to talk about today, but I'm going to talk about some stuff that happened in my childhood. I remember the first time I got well, I already talked about this. I remember the first time. I already talked about this, but I'm going to elaborate more on it. I remember when I was a kid. I remember when I was like about 13 years old. I got my first Sega Dreamcast. It was Christmas, and at the time it was Christmas. I woke up very excited for Christmas that day. I couldn't even sleep the day before. And I guess I couldn't even sleep the day before. So I couldn't even sleep the day before. I was excited, and I was just excited because just the thought of maybe getting a Sega Dreamcast was pretty cool. But it all started around September when the Dreamcast first came out. Um, I was at Sam's Club. And there was a kiosk for a Sega Dreamcast. And the game that they had set up there was Sonic Adventure. Well, I went over and I played it for a little bit. It was fun. I liked it, and I was hooked from the start. I really was. Um, because the Dreamcast was an innovative gaming system. Sega Saturn, it really failed. The Sega Saturn was an epic failure in the U.S., but in Japan, the Sega Saturn had so many great games. A lot of people would import games from Japan for the Sega Saturn because a lot of the Japanese games on the Sega Saturn were high quality. There were some pretty good games, but when I got my Sega Saturn, there were some pretty good games. I mean, Astral was a good game. Bug was an alright game. Virtual Fighter was a pretty cool game, but the fact that the Saturn failed was because it didn't have any Sonic games for the Sega Saturn, which was the main reason Sega Saturn failed in the US. I actually had a Sega Saturn. I think I got it sometime around May of '96, and I used to play it all the time. I remember playing Virtual Cop, Virtual Fighter, Virtual Fighter 2, all the great games on the Saturn. I remember playing this one weird game called DEFCON 5. It's a very weird game, but it's like a first-person shooter, similar to Doom. And so, a couple of months later, a couple of months later, I ended up breaking my Sega Saturn by accident or RIP my Sega Saturn. Um, and I remember, I forget what I did. Um, forget what I did. Like, it was just giving me problems. So I had to fix it. Like, I was trying to fix it and ended up breaking it. And it didn't work after that. I've also thought about repairing it, but my dad ended up buying me, well, I told this story already, buying me a PlayStation. The first one we got didn't work, but the second one we got worked just fine. Now, I was talking about my Dreamcast. So I woke up that morning on, and when I went to Sam's Club, my thought was, I'm gonna get myself a Sega Dreamcast one day. And that was my goal, to get a Sega Dreamcast. And months of waiting and anticipating really, I anticipated a lot. There was a lot of anticipation. Got to go through the month of October, November, December. And November, December. I wrote my Christmas list that day. Yes, I had a Christmas list that day. Don't ask. I just put it together because I know. I already know the whole deal with the parents and everything. If you're a little kid, don't watch this video because I don't want to spoil it for you. So, I wrote out my list. And on that list, I put Sonic Adventure on that list. Virtual Fighter, Team Battle, and Soul Calibur. I also put a VMU memory card on that list, but like it came with a memory card. So put that on my list, and I'm anticipating. I got another week of school to go, another week of school left, and I ended up the week before that, a week before Christmas, and a week before Christmas, I ended up renting a couple of games. I rented Road Rash 64, Nintendo 64, and a game called Monster Seed for the PlayStation. My yellow Monster Seed it's this really, it's like kind of like Pokemon, but you battle monsters. It's a game by Sunsoft. Very underrated, very obscure title. I remember playing this game, and I get up to the part, I get up to the mine, and that's the hardest part of the game. I end up getting my ass kicked. The monsters are getting their asses kicked. I just kind of gave up on it. So, me and my brother, we would play Road Rash together. 2 players on the N64. And the thing I like to do in that game, I like to crash into stuff. That was the best part of the game. And that was the best part of the game. And I agree with that. It was fun. It was exciting. It was fun. It was exciting. Oh, shit, I'm gonna die here. It was exciting. I enjoyed every minute of it. Get into the second week of Christmas, and I'm hearing this strange noise in my closet. And I keep hearing the Pokemon Gotta Catch 'em All theme song in the closet. Not thinking, I don't know what it is. My dad doesn't know what it is. But my mom's freaking out about it. And I'm kind of freaking out about it. Because I feel like my house is being haunted by the Pokemon theme. I'm going to call it quits here. I'm about to lose here. So, week before Christmas, like I said, I heard this noise. This noise is Pokemon clock in my room. And I don't know what it is. But later, a couple of days later, it's officially Christmas Eve. The day of Christmas Eve. I wake up, my dad gets me ready for my mom. She went to the morning mass that day. And I'm with my dad, I'm getting ready. I get in the chair, I put the TV on, I watch a few movies on HBO. I think Spy Hard was on at the time. And there was nothing really on TV, so I'm flicking through the channels. And while I'm doing this, I'm eating some Cheez-Its Party Mix. If you don't know what that is, Cheez-Its Party Mix is one of the best party mixes ever. That stuff tastes amazing. So I was eating I almost ate a whole box of it that day. So I'm really bored and I had nothing else to do. So I'm eating a box of Cheez-Its Party Mix and I'm enjoying it. Cheez-Its Party Mix is delicious. It's delicious. It's better than Chex Mix, in my opinion. Don't get mad at me if you're a Chex Mix lover, but Cheez-Its Party Mix, it just hits differently. The flavor hits differently. So I'm out just sitting watching TV with my mom. She gets home. And my brother stops over. And I asked my mom to rent a few games for me because, I need something to do. I'm bored. Mom's not able to do it, so she sends my brother Chris to do it. And we get a few games. Chris gets me Mega Man X for the PlayStation, a motocross game, and a fishing game that he can play. So I let him play the fishing game for a little bit. Then I try to play the motocross game, which I'm really bad at. And then I play Mega Man X, which I'm really good at. He was Mega Man 10 on the PlayStation, which was really good. I was better at it than the motocross game. So I'm playing those games. And I get in bed at the time. And I'm watching Fox News. And then after the news is on, I head to bed. Get ready for Christmas morning. I wake up that morning, very excited. Very excited. And I wake up, and I end up getting my Sega Dreamcast. And I wake up, head out in the living room, I open up all my gifts. First off, I opened up a lot of gifts. A lot of it was Pokemon related because I was a collector at the time. I collected a lot of Pokemon stuff. In my stocking, I have a lot of stuff. I ended up getting a Pokemon clock. A Pokemon clock. I get Pokemon action figures. I get an Ash action figure, a Misty action figure, and a Brock action figure. And then I get some Pokemon cards as well in my stocking. I get a nice box of cookies from my good friend Sam. And I get 3 talking Pokemon figures. I get an Eevee. Yeah, I got 2 Pokemon. So I got an Eevee, a talking Eevee, and a talking Psyduck. And in my stocking, I get these Topps Pokemon trading cards. Not the Pokemon cards that you play. The Topps Pokemon cards, if you remember them back in the day. So I get those. I get the Topps Pokemon cards. And I enjoyed those. I also got a little tiny Pokemon binder with all my cards in. And I got a backup binder for all my doubles. And that was about it. My dad said, well, that's it. And then my dad was like, hang on, I got one more gift under. Wait, there's something under the couch here. My dad pulls a box out. And guess what it is? It is my very own Sega Dreamcast. And the games I got were Sonic Adventure, Soul Calibur, and Virtual Fighter Team Battle. I also ended up getting a sample disc for their internet service as well. I also got a VMU. I got 2, maybe 2 controllers. I might have got 2 controllers for my Dreamcast. I gotta tell you, that was the greatest gift I ever got for Christmas. I played the crap out of that for days on end. I stayed up late playing Sonic Adventure, Soul Calibur, and Virtual Fighter 3 Team Battle. Then I ended up renting some games. Ready Rumble Boxing, Chef's Love Shack, and I'm also getting a copy of NHL 2K. Beautiful game. Beautiful game, by the way. Very fun to play. And things are going well. Fast forward to a year later, and the Dreamcast is still, it's how you don't buy Fred. Because as you know, the PlayStation 2 release, is looming. Unfortunately, that was the last year of the Dreamcast. I remember my last years playing the Dreamcast, playing games like Crazy Taxi, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and Ready to Rumble Boxing Volume 2. Ready to Rumble Boxing 2. I was still playing my Dreamcast around October of 2001. And I also dabbled into it in 2002 as well. So it's a pretty fun time. But it was a sad time for the Dreamcast, and it was a really great system. Guys, I will be right back. I got more stories to tell you here on this vlog. I'll be back. Just gotta take care of something real quick. Hey, buddy, I'm back. I had to take care of something. Today is officially Labor Day. Officially Labor Day today, so happy Labor Day to all the great people, people that serve their country. Happy Labor Day, everyone. Happy Labor Day to all the working men here on Labor Day. Um, with that being said, with Labor Day coming means we're another step closer to the Flyers preseason. By the way, I'm going to be playing this game called Bejeweled on here. So, it's going to be my next game here. So, right now, today's Labor Day, and we're one step closer to the Flyers preseason. That'll be happening in 2 weeks. September 22nd, 3 p.m. Let me turn the volume down. Turn the sound down a little bit. Right, got it. Maybe one more. There we go. Yeah. So, like I said, we're one step closer to the Flyers preseason. I'm very excited. The whole city of Philadelphia is very excited, and I can't wait. I know it's just preseason, but still, preseason, regular season, it's Flyers hockey. How can you not be excited? How can you not be excited for Flyers hockey? Like, seriously, if you're not excited, you're missing out, dude. Like, I'm just very excited about it. I'll probably elaborate more about it on the Timmy Flowers Guy podcast, so stay tuned for that. That'll be on to that'll be tomorrow. So I'll be talking about that tomorrow on the Timmy Flowers Guy podcast. I also want to talk about what is see. I don't want to talk too much about it. I'm very excited about the upcoming preseason. It's gonna be fun. It really is. It's gonna be epic. I don't know if it's gonna be epic. But need a hint. So, like I said, I was talking about my Sega Dreamcast. Remember years ago, when we used to have Labor Day, back in Labor Day. I remember one Labor Day where I remember a lot of Labor Days. One Labor Day I remember is when one Labor Day I remember is when I was watching WCW Monday Nitro, and it was the episode of Nitro where the NWO made fun of the Four Horsemen, and it was setting up because it was built up to the match of Fall Brawl between the NWO and the Four Horsemen, and at the time, Kurt Hemming or Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hemming was a member of the Horsemen. Now I remember, and he was with the Horsemen for a while. Leading up to that Fall Brawl match, I remember watching that Fall Brawl match with my friend Billy. My friend Billy, and we were watching the match. I got up to the match where it was the Fall Brawl War Games match between the Four Horsemen and the NWO. And in that match, Kurt Hemming, it was all ruse. He joins the NWO. Man, let me tell you That was some great storytelling back in WCW. Let me tell you about WCW. Years, you go from 95. Well, 95 wasn't really a good year for WCW. You go into 96. It still kind of sucks. And we all remember that uncensored match where it was the Dungeon of Doom. The Dungeon of Doom and the Four Horsemen against Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, and the Booty Man, who was known also as Bruce Beefcake in WWE. And I remember the match had so many bad reviews. It was a horrible match. And if you ever watch Wrestling with Regret, probably Brian Zane talks about it. How bad this pay-per-view was. And how bad the main event was. Give me a hint. And it was such a bad main event. Then you fast forward many months later, and they bring in the Outsiders, Hall and Nash, who left WWE. They were known as Razor Ramon and Big Daddy Cool Diesel. And they leave the WWF. Their contracts are up. They go to WCW. And I'm watching WCW main event on TBS, like around 6 o'clock on Sunday. And I see likely first on Memorial Day, a familiar face walks down the aisle from the aisle A through the arena. He walks down, comes in the ring. The guy looks familiar, and I recognize who it is immediately. I'm like, that's Razor Ramon. What's he doing in WCW? And I'm watching it, and he comes on and says, you remember what he says? He goes, hey, yo. You know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. Where is the Nocturne Man? That punk can't even get in the building. Where is the immortal huckster? And then he makes his speech, walks off, and Tony Schiavone and Larry Zbyszko, they're just shocked. And let me tell you, this is the first episode of Nitro that was 2 hours. This was the first 2-hour Nitro. And that's when Nitro was really good. It was 2 hours. And then many months later, in the month of June, I turned on WCW main event on TBS. They used to come on Sundays. And I used to watch that. I put it on, and what do I see? Eric Bischoff getting thrown through a table by Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. The two outsiders that want to take over WCW. And I don't remember watching Great American Bash. I never really watched pay-per-views that much because they're very expensive at the time. And I watched Great American Bash years later, around 2006, when Comcast had an on-demand service at WWE 24/7. I ended up watching Great American Bash 1996. And this pay-per-view It was okay. I mean, it wasn't that great. And then, in the month of July, I go to stay over at Michael Joe's house for a couple of days for the weekend. I get back, and my brother tells me that Hulk Hogan turns heel. The Hulk Hogan's a bad guy now. I didn't want to believe it at first. Then I turn on the TV. I watch Nitro, and there's one of those episodes where they were live from Disney MGM Studios, and I see a lot of differences. This was when WCW really started to take off with this whole angle. On that episode, I see wrestlers talking about Hulk Hogan and what they're going to do to Hulk Hogan. And this is right after the Bash at the Beach pay-per-view, where Hulk Hogan turned heel. I went back and I watched Bash at the Beach 97 years later. And it was crazy. Fans were going, throwing trash in the ring, going crazy. It was a crazy time for WWE. It was a craze. The NWO was like the Pokemon craze of 1999. Everybody was into it. When the NWO came out, same thing. Everybody was into it. Everybody enjoyed it. Everybody loved it. I wasn't the biggest NWO fan when I was a kid because I was a very young kid and I still believed in good and bad at the time. But once I got older, once I got maybe in my old age, I realized the NWO were important to WCW. They helped WCW gain its popularity, and they were one of the best heel groups in WCW. In '98, it got a little weird with the NWO Wolfpack and the NWO Black and White. It got stupid. It turned into really stupid shit later. So I stopped watching WCW. And once I got older, I switched to WWE during their Attitude Era, and I enjoyed every second of it. The Attitude Era was an amazing time for WWE fans. But I will say, with what's been going on with Vince McMahon, I gotta say the Attitude Era, it aged poorly. It didn't age well. Because back then, you had Vince McMahon doing outrageous stuff. Flirting with other women, having women take their clothes off, and all kinds of stuff. I mean, you all remember what he did to Trish Stratus. That did not age well. That did not age well. And I'm absolutely disappointed in Vince McMahon right now. You know, I respected the man for what he did, for everything he did for the company, for everything he brought to the company. And then he just up and does something outrageous. And it's no wonder, you know. I gotta say, it's okay. Things are going alright with Triple H in charge. It hasn't really hit off yet, hasn't really taken off yet. But I think Triple H so far has been doing a great job running WWE. I mean, Triple H should have been the guy from the start because he knows what he's doing. I mean, he's bringing in the young guys. You got people from NXT coming in. It's a great time to be a fan of the WWE. I haven't really been watching it too much because I've been busy with stuff. But I think I might start watching it again tonight. I'm not really sure if I'll watch it tonight. Might check out the highlights I mean, when you're a YouTuber, you don't really have time to really do stuff, but in a way, you gotta make time. You gotta make time. So, like I said, that was the whole NWO, the NWO angle. So, like I said, I really liked wrestling back in the day. I didn't really get into it early like my brother did. I got into wrestling in 1996, the year WCW really started to take off. So that was a good time to become a fan of wrestling. And I gotta say, those were the good old days of wrestling. Those were the good old days of wrestling. The storyline meant something. And that's how I feel about that. Yeah, I've been doing alright. Had a bit of a setback lately. And I'm starting to feel pretty good. I gotta start working on my Christmas list. Before you guys think that I'm one of those kids that's one of those guys that believes in Santa. For the children, I believe in Santa Claus. But for myself, I stopped believing in Santa Claus once I became a teenager. I know how it all works. And parents, if you have a kid, if you have kids that are in the room, I suggest you put this on mute because I stopped believing in Santa. I know it's how it's all done. And to tell you the truth, I really think the parents, to go out of their way to get gifts for their kids, should should take the credit because our parents do so much for us, and they deserve to have the credit on Christmas because they bust their asses to get presents for their kids, and they deserve all the credit and the appreciation. They're the real Santa Clauses. That's just my opinion. So I'm only working on my list because I know how it all works. So I just like doing a list. It's just fun to write things down, just to write it down. So I'll be starting that today, sometime today. So I'm going to get started on that right after this vlog. I know it's not Christmas yet, but I like to get it. I like to get it done and out of the way early. Also, I will be turning 38 on December 8th. 38. I'm almost 40 years old. I cannot believe it. Where did the time go? Where did the time go? Um, so, like I said, folks, it's been good talking to you. I got one more thing that I need to talk about, and this is regarding my YouTube channel. And just a reminder, the classic Flyers Theater will be making its return on September 17th. Back in the day, we'll be making its return. We'll be making its return. We'll be making its return on. We'll be making its return. Alexa, when is the first Friday in October?
The 2021 Fridays in Putnam, Connecticut was on Friday, October 2nd. Dates for next year's event have not yet been announced.
Alexa, what day is the first Friday in October?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alright, I'm checking my calendar right now. Alright, Alexa, hold on, Mom. Alright, I gotta exit out of here. I know, but I gotta exit out of here.
Why?
I'm doing a video. Mom, hold on. Mom, what is the first Friday in October?
When?
Yeah, what date? Ask Alexa.
The first Friday?
Alexa, when is the first Friday in October?
The 2021st Fridays in Putnam, Connecticut was on Friday,
Alexa,
October.
stop.
Well, I gotta figure this out. I'm making announcements.
Alexa, what is the first Friday of October?
The first Friday of October is on October 4th, 2024. Is
Oh.
there anything else I can assist you with?
No.
So, folks, my new episode back in the day will be making its return on October 4th. And I think of the first Friday in November is November 4th. So, the Flyers Guys Top 10 will be back on the first Monday of November, and Saturday shoutouts will be back on the first Saturday of December. Folks, thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you later. Happy Labor Day, and let's go Flyers.